this episode, I'm not saying one negative thing. Like, I won't be like harsh, come down on someone or a team. I'll just be like, I'll try and turn everything to a positive twist.
Okay.
And be like lenient on stuff. I think I can be pointed, but I think there's a difference between being pointed and negative.
I'm going to keep a tally of how many times you're negative throughout.
I feel pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
Go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dan Does Footy podcast. You can find more of Dan Does Footy on the website, Spotify, YouTube, and social media. Lids off. See ya.
There was heaps of sick kids, and I was like, where are they? Kick him harder. Kick him all harder. Punch him in the face. I was bloody horizontally challenged, if you get what I mean. Boner. Tough crowd today. Should we say this is the line? If you don't hear the next bit, it's over the line? Okay, so if you don't hear the next bit, I've got a line. Who's just walked past Hunt Road? It dips in. Welcome back, everyone. Round 10 football. It's time. Round 10. Hey, where does the time go when you're having fun, eh? Crazy. We're almost at the halfway mark of the season. And as we keep saying, you're either in this thing with a shot at playing finals or you're just absolutely cooked. Lots happening, lots to cover. I feel like the AFL world just got lit up in the last few days with news stories. Stuff is breaking left, right and centre. We have people being offered crazy amounts of money. We have, Brendan Gale is out in the Tigers, going to Tassie. I don't think we covered that last episode. There's a lot to go through. We have players injured. Lots and lots happening. To my main man over there, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm really good. And you're right. Time does fly, doesn't it? It is bizarre.
There's lots happening. So we have a lot to get through today. But I think the first thing we need to start with is that this came to our attention because we've been saying that we love the draw and how much we want to get around it and embrace it, where everyone else, traditional media, is like, nah, don't like it. It doesn't look good. Did you know there's actually a draw song?
Now, I heard rumblings of this. I knew it was out there, but I hadn't heard it until you said it's on. We've
unreal.
got one.
So have a listen to this.
It's a draw, both the teams are even. They split the points and now we're bound for home. 4 quarters played, now the race is run. No one's lost, but no one's won. It's a draw, both the teams are even. And there's nothing left to say. When the siren ends the game and the scores are both the same, only football's the winner today.
That's very good. I mean, the only thing is it goes for a minute 43, so that'd be a long time to play a song, but I love that. Bring that out. Give us a draw song.
It's so good. And the only thing I'm thinking there is what would be better is if when it's being played, you have to have both teams in a huddle singing it as well.
Yeah, one
Imagine
big
that.
huddle in the centre. I like that. I like that idea. So thank you to literally, it felt like everyone who drew our attention to this draw song that's out there. Let's get right into it because there's so much to cover, as I said from the top. Collingwood fan and Mike Tyson impersonator gets banned from football for 12 months. Now, it's one of those ones where I think we're all on the same page here. Harmless. Didn't mean it, wasn't malicious, no intent in it, but hey, buddy, can't be touching the players. We saw the year before, I think Pickett, someone patted him on the back, Pickett didn't like it, and the AFL said then that's 12 months as well. You've gone for a hug. He came out on 9 News with Tom Morris and said, listen, didn't mean it, the ball just spilled out to me. That's a lie. You took it off the player, so that's definitely a lie. And he said, I'm so sorry, it would never happen again. I'm so sorry, but you've got 12 months on the sidelines, my friend. And my big thing is with the AFL, if that's a red line, put a line through that, you can't do it, then how do you call the Buddy Franklin thing? Because there is 12-month bans everywhere on that field. It just doesn't make what do you do here?
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Again, I know Laura, she's a big fan of the podcast. We know she is. We need to get like some kind of officiating or ruling on what is playing and what's not playing on the fence. Is high fives? Do you play a high five now with the fence?
Well, I guess if you put your hand out and then they opt to high five you back, that's fine. But obviously, we'd prefer a high 10 anyway, so that's irrelevant.
No, we'll never give high fives.
So
but
that's
high
irrelevant.
10s. So high 10s are on.
Well, then it's two consensual people.
But it's almost like now the next player, and I don't know if we'll ever see it again, to kick 1,000 goals, it's like that is your free pass to just fucking suplex someone.
Yeah, well,
you know?
The other interesting one I saw in response to this was when James Hird ran into the crowd and gave someone a hug.
And hugged him.
I mean, I'm sure that guy loved it because it's James Hird giving you a hug.
Yeah.
But what if you went, does it go both ways? I'm not sure if it does.
So
Like
in
the
that
fan
case,
wasn't asking for it.
I'd be saying, James, sorry, that's 12 months. You can't be hugging the fans. Do you see that thing on Instagram last night I put up of the Collingwood player?
No.
Where he pushes the umpire over?
No.
And then he
sorry. Yeah, it was,
Yeah. Imagine that.
from like the 80s or 70s.
The funniest thing about that clip, if you haven't seen it, it's on Dan Does Footy IG, is that when they cut to him jumping the fence, it goes into like a little brawl on the field, then cuts back to the player who's jumped over with the guy he's gone after, like legs in the air. So he's obviously belted him jumping back over the fence. That would literally be 100 weeks.
Yeah.
It'd be a life ban.
It would have to be.
It'd have to be a life ban.
Well, I mean, it's nothing to do with football anymore. Like,
Yeah.
That's just actual abuse.
I know it's not. It's like obviously not funny because everyone's so sensitive these days about don't pick on this person, but all the comments on this Collingwood fans about all the stuff on Instagram pages and all the other pages, the comments of like, it's going to be hard to identify him and stuff. It was like
Sure.
everybody's
Yeah.
taking the absolute piss. It was very clever.
I want to also, your new best friend, Baz Lenker,
Yes,
mutual best mates.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, he was also involved in that
the crowd.
infamous moment
Yeah.
where Bailey Smith was going
Yeah.
with his tongue.
It was actually the nicest thing a Collingwood fan's ever done.
It was quite sweet.
Like, it was very sweet to an opposition player. It's
Yeah.
the nicest thing a Collingwood fan has ever done.
Yeah.
You'd take it. As the AFL, you'd probably reward him with 12-month free membership.
Yeah,
Like, thank you for being so nice. The next big thing is St Kilda just saying, hey, how much cash in the bank account? And you'll love this. How much cash have we got? Don't care. Go find it. $12 million offered to Jacob Wiedering for 8 years, $1.5 million a season. Absolutely stupid money. Carlton superstar defender is set. So funny. Would be set if he accepted the deal to become one of the highest paid players in the game if he was taken off from the Saints after they hey, here's a number. Look at it. If you like it, you like it. If
We
not,
don't care.
We don't care. We're cool. We'll play it easy. Through a multi-year offer worth 1.5 per season. Anonymous sources, as we said, are saying 8 years. Apparently they're, where I see anonymous in a story, I instantly go to, this got out because someone wanted it to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did someone in Wiedering's management leak this out as a little, hey, Carlton, let's bump it up a bit? Did someone say Sauce, who was the list manager at Carlton, Hall of Famer, club legend of Carlton, former list manager, now at St Kilda, let this out to kind of throw a cat amongst the pigeons in Blue Land? This has got out because someone wanted to get out. Now, I think we know that Weeders came out and said last week that I'm not going anywhere. I made a pact with my boys. We are blood brothers for life. We've got hickeys. We latch onto each other and we suck the blood out of each other. We're not going anywhere. So I mean, apparently it's true. I don't know, but you'd be stoked. What was your first thoughts when you saw it as a Saints fan?
Well, my first thought was, there goes my MC rise for the next 8 years.
Yeah, true. That's off the table.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm very, very excited. And I think that the other sort of little sneaky angle you could be looking at here is that this is probably the first time that this war chest that St Kilda have been talking about
it.
has sort of materialised in any sense. Obviously,
yeah.
it's a loose, casual, no one cares offer.
Whatever.
But it's the first time figures have been thrown around where we're like, oh, right, well, that is a war chest then.
Well-
that is a serious amount of cash.
Well, it is. Remember when North had their war chest and went
Yeah.
after Dusty? I think they went after Kelly as well.
Yep.
And they were throwing big money around. So this well and truly is like, hey, St Kilda got a bank over there. They're going to go after anyone and everyone. But there was lots in the article. Even if Weeder said, you know what, I'm in it for the money. I'm going to St Kilda. I'm going to accept that I'm not going to play in a grand final for the next 8 years, but I'll be absolutely minted to the eyeballs. It's good because, signing him would definitely fix their problems up forward, wouldn't it? How can we just make sure that literally we win games 42-35? Like, let's go give a fullback this crazy amount of money. And for Weeders, I spoke to him. He's like, mate, listen, Gozza, you're a fucking legend. I'm not falling for that scam again.
You spoke to him, did you?
Yeah, he's like, got me the first time. Not going to happen. I know exactly what this is. Oh, wallet inspector. Yeah, sure, St Kilda. Yeah, not falling for that. It's a scam. It's an absolute scam. So, but as you say, St Kilda, they got money to burn.
Yeah. It's like payday. You're like, this
Someone
is
will take
burning
it.
a hole in my wallet.
Someone will take it.
Of course they would.
But it's going to be like, is this player that takes this next amount of money?
You're saying it like you'd be taking it, but you have to play.
You're handcuffed to it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, of course someone would take it. It's
It's failure handcuffs.
That's very harsh.
I mean, I'd take it in a heartbeat if I was that player.
100%.
I'm just trying to think who. I think they threw money at LDU as well.
Yeah, well,
to come.
you would have to agree. I know, look, I sound like a broken record.
I'm being nice
I've
today.
joined on, yeah, that's true, you are being nice. I've joined on your thoughts that, yes, so far we've been very disappointing, but a good nucleus there. We're not like a North. We're not like a West Coast.
You're just above them by a win.
Yeah, but you go
That's
Crouch,
what you know, that was my
Crouch,
point.
Hill, Steele, King, Wilkie, Sinclair.
All strong names.
Really good names. So realistically, you add two big names in
Caminiti.
there. Windhager.
Windhager.
Miller.
Someone's going to, they're going to get someone. I just don't know if it's going to be the player that they're actually thinking that this could turn the fortunes of this club around, because we thought really that King was going to be the guy up forward. So now they say, we've got this $12 million. Do we go after another forward? Because maybe King, and we've been screaming for him to tear a game apart. The pressure is now on him now. We're being nice this episode. I really hope he comes out this week and kicks an absolute bag and all the pressure goes off him. But maybe they go to a big forward and say, hey, who is the next forward that we see that we can go and give this money and compliment King? Is it a Zerha? Do we go to North and say Cam Zerha come here and play that role under King? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do you think he can work well in almost like a Charlie Harry style duo? Because right now, obviously we've got Membry and he's really consistent, but he wouldn't be considered a star player.
No. Logan McDonald
Yeah. Yep.
could be one. That's probably one you circle as well.
Yep.
If you got that much money, if you have $12 million, no one is not available for
No,
you.
exactly right.
So you can literally throw it at anyone you want, and you probably most likely, it was a bit rogue going after Weeders, given what he'd said last week.
What's a bit rogue?
And no doubt this stuff would have happened months ago,
Yeah.
and now it's getting leaked out now. But it's probably not the best move for them at the moment, given their defense is actually pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah. So keep throwing cash though, Saints. Like literally, you will land a big fish there for sure. In injury news, Draper out for 6 to 8 weeks after knee surgery. Now, we thought he was allowed his podcast. Turns out he actually really did have knee surgery. So that's why he hasn't been behind the microphone. And it's time for Platters to shine. What an idiot I am. Before the start of the season, I was like, nah, Platters is done. I'd be so surprised if he got a game. I said if he plays one game, I'll eat a Sharon. Sure enough, opening round one, whatever the fuck that round was called, I was in here the week after eating a Sharon. And getting Platters to the Dons has been an absolute masterstroke. At age 35, I said, nah, there's no way that he could literally lead a ruck division, put it on a plate, on a platter to his mids, and he's proved me wrong. But he does, I am a bit wary for Platters. Throat.
Singing. Concerns.
Sing the song too much.
Yeah.
So him and Ben need to be very careful.
Very,
very, very careful.
very careful.
And now we love our conspiracy theories here. We love our conspiracy theories here. We do. A lot of people are saying, hey, I saw Bevo with a hammer behind Drape's car late at night. Coincidence? Drape goes in for knee surgery. Yeah, okay.
Real sort of Tonya Harding.
Yeah, Bevo has a smile all of a sudden. I know exactly what happened here. Yeah, broken legs. Also injured, unfortunately, Colby McKercher is he was this week's rising star. And just like that, the roller coaster, 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down. He'll miss the next month with bone stress in his right foot, and he's a young stud. He's a dog. North aren't going to take any risks. They haven't won a game. There's no reason for him to come back in the next few weeks.
No way.
You just wouldn't be rushing him back. I've also heard that LDU and Shizu are also tests this week. They're just struggling with the general stress of playing for North. So they'll be a test to get up for this week as well. So lots happening down at North. I'm being nice actually, I'm not going to say it.
Okay. So we've got bone stress and general stress.
General stress is also getting a few players at North,
sure.
which is fair enough as well. The fixture also got released, rounds 16 and 24. Now, this is a bit in this fixture. I didn't really understand the graphic the AFL put out. There was lots of blocks and games to look forward to, fucking West Coast and Gold Coast Suns. I was like, okay, that's just get that away from me. So I'm going to try and read through this and hopefully it makes sense. Essendon have been rewarded with good form by getting back-to-back Friday games. Now, the thing about them getting back-to-back Friday games is I just hope they don't do a repeat of last year and just stink and then we have to watch Essendon be stinky for Friday night games. So hopefully, they can not do that this year and they'll actually be good to watch on Friday night games. Thursday night footy is now gone. Now, before everyone's thinking, we love Thursday night footy. Why isn't there Thursday night footy? We all love Thursday night footy. I think that's very much across the board. Everyone likes it. It's very hard to get to. Like I could have, I've been to a Thursday night game. By the time you finish, it's 10:30. Then you get in your car or your train home. You're looking at 12:30 in bed. You're probably asleep by 1 a.m. You're then getting up for work the next day.
You're tired for golf the next day?
Yeah, I've got to roll up and play golf on my Fridays, which I enjoy. The club doesn't need me being tired at 9 a.m. at tea time. No. So I think the general consensus was Thursday night footy is great if you're a neutral supporter. Your team's not in it. You can watch it on the couch. Hey, maybe we'll get a bottle of Pinot. It's Thursday night.
It's the weekend.
Maybe
really.
I'll crack the weekend a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, weekend started. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll push that tea time back to 10:30. You know what I'm saying? But the commercial agreement only applied, and the AFL came out and said this: we were only playing Thursday night footy for the first 13 rounds, and then we were not going to even put it on the cards.
Do you know much about the theory behind? I get that was the deal. That's just the deal, and we move on from that. But why the first half? Like, are we saying the first half is not as good, or
well, I think I think what the AFL had to do here, and I could be wrong here, and I have no doubt you're all going to correct me, but I think the commercial agreement, they went and bought the 13 time slots with the broadcasters to say we're going to trial this, we want this.
So
Let's
it's
see how
in
it
the
goes.
13 that we knew were happening.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Yeah.
Broadcasters agreed to it. AFL said, look, we want this time slots. Went and paid for it, locked it in.
Mm-hmm.
That was like their trial period to say, does Thursday night footy hold up? It clearly does. I don't think it holds up like a Friday night footy. Clearly it doesn't because the crowds are way, way lower. But I think very much people enjoy Thursday night footy if you're at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's please, AFL, keep Thursday night footy. I know it's probably not the best for crowds, as I just said, but I think having something on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday footy is good. It means that you spread the games out. People can watch more games. In the back end of this fixture, we've got games starting at the same time on Friday nights. That's a fucking nightmare. Trying to be positive. That's inconvenient. That's slightly inconvenient.
Slightly
inconvenient.
I tell you what's even more inconvenient.
Yeah.
Throws our podcast out. Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah, now we're in all sorts. That means we have to release on a Friday now. That means I can't play golf. Great. There goes golf.
Thank you, AFL.
Awesome. Yeah. See, everyone's missed out on this. Interesting that the Giants told the AFL that they do not want Friday night games. They said, honestly, thank you for the offer. No, thank you. We don't want it.
Does it work like that?
Well, I think they can. I think you have a say in it. I think the AFL proposes it to you, and the club says, "Listen, it's not good for our supporters. It's not good for our viewership. We're trying to actually get interstate supporters to become members and invest in us. The Thursday night or the Friday night games aren't really the ones that we want to be part of."
So does it go both ways? Can North go, AFL, no, thanks for the proposed offer. We're not really into the Sunday.
North
We're
came in the
sort of
offer-
looking at Friday, Saturday
Yeah.
night if you're all
North
right with
came in and said, "Listen, we know you've got us in the graveyard, but we put forward a Friday night time slot. What do you think?" And the AFL were like, "No, you're definitely in the graveyard for a long, long time."
I've never heard of that before, but there you go.
Yeah, for commercials and also for the broadcasters and sponsors and all that, you're probably not going to get as many eyeballs on a Giants game, unfortunately, as, everyone likes their memes and they're fun to watch, but you're not really going to get that invested
Yeah.
Vic bias viewership.
No, of course.
Yeah. So they've said, don't give us Fridays. We will take Saturday nights for sure. So they've got Saturday night prime times. Who is in the primetime slots? We said Essendon and Collingwood have 3 Friday night games. Sydney and Melbourne have 2 Friday night games. And we don't know who's in the graveyard yet, really, for sure. I think the fixture's out. I didn't look too hard in it. But I'm just going to assume that your Saints, Tigers, North, and for no real other reason other than it always seems to be them, Freo and West Coast.
Yeah.
In that primetime slot, in that graveyard, sorry.
And that's mainly because they're mostly home games for them, right? So then you don't have travelling supporters from Perth that need to get back on the Sunday night.
And everyone on that Sunday, they just stink. Stink good.
Yeah, stink of
potential is what they stink of. They stink of serious potential. So, yeah, right. I mean, I would love for I don't know what the other codes do, but let's just get the fixture out in one.
Yeah.
You reckon? Let's just lock it away.
Do you like where this weekend is the final weekend of the Premier League, and what they do is the entire season is mapped out except for the last weekend? It's different because the idea of it is all the teams play on the one day at the exact same time.
Yeah.
But that's kind of fun.
I would like that. That'd be cool. Yeah, that's fun. What happened last night in soccer? Did Tottenham win?
No. So that means my team, Arsenal,
Yeah.
it goes down to the final day. If Man City drop points, Arsenal win, then it'll be Arsenal's. But if Man City win, then that's it. I'm very tense.
Damn.
I'm very, very tense. I got up at 4 a.m. for the game today.
Did you?
Yeah, Tottenham. Yeah.
You tired?
Yeah.
How's Ted Lasso's team going?
Well, they're not making it.
Oh, are they?
No,
What
currently.
are they in Premier League 1? Is that what it's called?
Just the Premier League.
Liga.
Yeah, Premier League 1.
Are they in the Liga?
Have you ever watched a game?
Yeah, Division 1. What's Division 1 called?
Premier League.
1. Barclays League.
Where's the 1 coming from?
What's it called when you're not in the Premier League but you're in the league below?
Championship.
See, wasn't a silly question after all, was it? Let's go to. I should probably have done this with the Weeders thing, but I want to talk about Will Hayward being offered 6 years at 850 from Adelaide Crows. Now, the Swans have come out and said we cannot compete with that. We've got 550 off you, and that's our absolute ceiling. So if you want to go find this extra 300 money and you get offered it, go and take it. Go and take it. Now, there's always the risk of coming on too strong, and we know that Adelaide, they come on strong. Came on way too strong with Errol Gordon, and said, hey, how's 10 years sound? And he said, you're starting to freak me out a bit, Adelaide. You're being weird about it.
It's a real Can We Go Facebook official yet after one day.
You started to make me feel uncomfortable with 10 years. No, thank you. So it makes sense for Hayward to go to Adelaide.
It does.
From Adelaide.
Yep.
Played there, grew up, knows the cities, knows the roads, won't need Google Maps. The only thing is that Blues also made an offer. Now, the Blues cannot afford 850.
No.
But they can offer him a premiership window, which is a big thing. So, Will, if you want to come and maybe be in a flag position in the next 2 to 3 years, we can offer you that. Now, how much is that worth? I'd say priceless. Really?
Really? Yeah.
I mean, remember that time they took Kilio to like Noosa or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rings a bell.
Yeah, do you remember that? Where they were trying to recruit someone, they took them to Noosa.
And just like on a holiday.
Fuck, Blues do the most illegal shit, eh?
That's pretty funny.
I love how
We'll go hang out.
No, salary cap, what's that? Look under the table, brother. Yeah, you're now a sponsor for Vizzy. Wink, wink, wink. There's $1 million. And everyone's come out saying, look, he's not worth the money, but the average salary right now is $440,000. The collective bargaining agreement is about to kick in 2027, and the average player will be on $519,000. That's a silly amount of money. So these players that, like Will Hayward, are the same talent or whatever your opinion of them, there'll be 10 to 12 on each list that are on that money, plus your big dogs
Yeah.
who are on way more money. So this is going to be more and more seen around the league. These players will get big dollars just to leave and go elsewhere.
Yeah. Can I just, money sort of makes me a bit uncomfortable. It's not my strong suit.
Hopefully it makes sense, not dollars.
Hell yeah, brother. Very good. No, it's all good. My question is though, so it comes in 2027, you were saying then. Mm-hmm. So what really is the incentive of signing an 8-year or a 10-year? Like, okay, I understand that if it's like that Weeders offer, it's well, that's unbelievable. But if that's coming in 2027, you'd be thinking about just sort of, well, look, I'll just do a 3-4 year right now.
Well, I think there's a couple of aspects to it. I think for the club, they can probably back end it and say, look, we'll give you 400 for your first 4, and then we can go sign other players to complement you and then give you a big contract towards the back end of your career.
Sure.
So there's that one aspect I guess clubs will look at. There's also for Will, as a player's point of view, be going, what am I? Can you look how old he is?
Yep.
Say he's 24, I'd say, assuming. Can I now, my next contract will be my last, and I'm very happy to set myself up here for the next 20 years.
25, so he's 26 this year.
Great. So he goes to what? What's that? 26 play, 34.
Yeah.
But that's, as a player, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd be, again, not the winning thing, I'd be inclined to go, but every player moves for different reasons. But just huge amount of money, a huge amount of money. A source is also, while we're talking about stuff, we put the feelers out there to people and said, listen, what are you hearing out there? Because I hear lots. Now, I hear stuff wrong sometimes. Sometimes the Chinese whispers come along and I pick it up. You know, we had Eva in here the other day, called her a caterer, and Danny Ricciardo's sister. That turned out to be wrong. Okay? She's a great violinist. The other sources out there are saying Stengel to the Dons.
Ooh.
To the Dons, and Joey Danaher to the Dons as well in 2026.
I
Would be
still
absolutely
would
massive.
love to see that happen. I love storylines.
I'd love for him to go back as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back as well. Now, there's a young Bulldogs player that medically retired during the week.
Yes.
I haven't got his name. Can you find his name, please, my friend? But a lot of people, I guess, have been writing through in the DMs is what is the process when this medical retirement happens? Like, how do you just get to a point where you're like, I cannot play anymore? So I thought we'd run it through. Feel free to chime in when you have his name.
Hayden O'Driscoll.
Hayden O'Driscoll. He's been forced to retire. There's been a few players this year who have been forced to retire as well. So I think the best thing is to try and give you guys the best insight into what happens behind the scenes before they come out and say, I've been forced to medically retire. So the club doctor will always assess and do your scans of whatever injury you have, whether it's your concussion, whether it's an Achilles, because I went through this process when I was finished. They look at all your scans, your assessments. If you've seen specialists, the specialists could be in a state or overseas. They do all the right things first to see like what are the next options if there's any available. From there, you'll have medical experts also weigh in and give their views on the case. Then what you start doing when it comes to a point where you can't play anymore because you just can't get to a point where you're able to, you start putting a case together to put in front of a board of people. And they'll review the timeline of your injury, when it first happened, your treatment, did it happen again, all your tests, all your scans, what have you done to rehabilitate, improve. They'll also interview the player so they can tell their side of it. They then put forward a recommendation once they've got all the info, the board that you go and push it towards, look at it. They put forward a recommendation saying, look, on basis of all this that you've said and all that we can see, we recommend that you don't play anymore. The club gets that, the player gets that, the AFL then gets set that and reviews the case as well. The league then comes back down to the clubland and player and says, look, we also agree that you probably shouldn't play anymore. But then at the end of the day, the decision is on the player. Now, if the player says, I don't care, I'm playing, that's when the AFL comes in and says, okay, legally, we can't probably let you play anymore. So here's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. So, I was going to ask you if you know that if they would use terminology like probably shouldn't, or do they say you can't?
It'd be stuff like based on all these, all the evidence, we highly advise, below the wording, you don't because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hard as a player.
Imagine
it's
hearing
actually,
that.
yeah, it's hard to get. The application form to get it is actually really hard. I tried to not get it, but when I was trying to get up and going post footy and play local footy, I tried to start running and stuff. My Achilles just weren't going anywhere. Like it was just stuck and felt shit. And I'd go for a run the next day. I couldn't get out of bed. And to get it, you have to go and see 2 medical advisors. You have to go back to your old club and talk. Then you have to go back to the AFLPA. The AFLPA goes, like, it's just a shit show of paperwork. And by the end of it, like, I can't even be bothered doing it. So for everyone who doesn't know or didn't know how it happens, that's a little sneak behind the curtains there.
That's incredible. And do you know are you allowed to play again in terms of
Not local, not anything.
Nothing.
That's
it.
No.
That's actually really sad. I always assumed it was no from the highest level.
No. If you get told you can't play and you have to retire, that is all levels of football. No.
Poor Aiden.
Poor all players who have retired this year. Tattoo Watch, we were on big time this week. Now, this one amazes me and it has shocked me. I cannot look at this guy the same again. Marcus Bontempelli has a chest tattoo. What? We haven't seen it. We searched the internet. High and low.
I've done some sleuthing though. It's
Couldn't
there.
get anything?
It's there.
What are we thinking?
When you see, it's got to be some sort of bird because it's got when you sort of looked at his left shoulder when the Guernsey's being pulled, you can sort of see a tip coming out like a sharp.
Like
triangle.
you're saying it's a bird, you reckon?
That's what it would in my head, right? So if you imagine it's like a sharp triangle, in my head it then sort of
and your head's on it.
and I'm there.
Yeah.
And we're
okay.
just like kissing and stuff.
Guys, let's go on Bont Tattoo Watch.
Yeah.
We need to find out what's on this thing.
He's also, I did some serious sleuthing. He's following 4 tattoo parlors on Instagram.
Okay, here's a tattoo head.
He's definitely got him.
He's an ink head.
He's an inkhead.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah, that one really threw me. The next one that people wrote through massively was Bailey Humphrey.
Okay.
From the Suns.
Yep.
Clean skin first year last year, or the year before, then just came out one season inked up with a sleeve. Out of nowhere, like no natural integration, just here's a sleeve, boys.
Here's a sleeve. What do you want from me?
Okay, so the Bailey Humphrey was one of mine. You have a couple here as well. I've seen you've added.
Yeah, Bob Murphy. He's got chest tats.
Yeah, that's.
I hate it.
Doggies love a tat.
But he He's like your dad.
Yeah, true.
Again, they look great, but it's just he
wouldn't
doesn't.
expect it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
this is the argument. We're not saying they look bad. We're just not expecting it from you.
no. And the two others that caught me off guard, Taylor Harris has got quite a few. She's, I guess, she's pretty cool looking, and her tats aren't like sleeves, so
Yeah.
it kind of checks out. But it still threw me off. And the other one's Luke Ball.
What does he have?
He's got like 3 or 4 pretty
There.
distinct ones. I'm like, Luke Ball.
This really...
He's an accountant.
Now, I shouldn't have bought this because I actually want another tattoo, but I'm going to get one anyway, just because I'm going to get inked up again. I've got the bug. You know what they say? Do you have any? No.
No, but I was going to say I've got one in mind, and I
have you
want
got?
one. I want the St Kilda stick man, right
True. Oh, you should get
there, holding the footy with the halo.
Saints Premiership 97.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want one though. So we could maybe even get someone in. We'll just get some tats.
Someone abused you for saying that as well.
Someone will.
Someone went back to the episode and listened to where you said Saints Premiership 97.
What? And did they say?
They said you're an idiot, but they don't know what you were actually doing there.
Well, who's the idiot?
I know. Well,
Where's
thank
the
God,
mirror?
obviously. All right, let's get into some football, ladies and gentlemen. Round 10 starts tonight in Darwin. Thursday night football, soaking up by last. Suns v Geelong. Suns are $2.12. Geelong are $1.73. And I'm not sure what the line is, but guess what? The Suns have stayed up there all week. And we know they love that soapy football. They treat it like it's a dry football. It's genuinely, this game is a real fraud test for the Suns. I feel like the Bombers had their fraud test last week. This week is for the Suns. So they went up there last week. They just beat the shit out of North, which probably isn't that hard to do. They said, listen, we're going to stay here. We're going to go fishing. We're going to look some crocs, okay? We're going to go have some, I think they've got oysters down the beach there.
Oh,
We're going to soak this up. We love it here. For Geelong, 3,860 kilometre travel up north to play the Suns up
are
there.
you even flying from Geelong? I think you'd probably have to go up the highway to Melbourne to then fly.
Well, guess what? They don't even care about this game because they're not playing Hawkins. They're resting him, and Cameron isn't playing. So they've got up there saying, we literally do not give a fuck about this game. Like, we have to go from cold Geelong, boring Geelong, to Darwin to play in 34-degree heat? No, thank you. We're going to pull some of the boys out of this game. We're going to send some of the twos up there, set the tone for us, do the best you can, then we'll come back and take some things seriously down here. We're not playing that game. So it just does. Like, I know they had this planned for Hawkins to be rested, but after Cameron goes out, you probably think, hey, which way can we put up a fight here?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we play him and rest him the week after, but it's given me really can't be fucked energy.
Yeah. It's disappointing in a way, but it's also like mad respect.
Yeah. Well, the Suns are still dogs here, underdogs. So I'm on them. They're in our multi for the week as well.
Oh, I like
On our
that.
feed multi. So, and everyone, sorry, just before getting there, everyone's saying, oh, yeah, we won one last week. Okay, guys. You know what happens here? I give you a feed multi on Sportsbet. I say, this is the feed multi. You go and you get on it. We all do it together. And then also through the week, I get up in the morning and I'm like, I've got a vibe about something.
Yep.
I put it in the feed and there it is. You jump on and we just win.
Yep. That's
Okay?
just how it works.
That's how it works. Friday night football, big game in Sydney. It doesn't get much bigger than this. Swans v the Blues. Swans 8-1, having a good time playing football right now. Having a great time playing football. Little incident around Richmond, which they wouldn't be too proud of.
That is a little
Little
incident.
pimple.
Yeah.
Little beauty scar, like whatever. You're gonna have hiccups along the
Yeah.
way. So they're going so well that Luke Parker can't even get in the team. Luke Parker is playing twos, and that's because mainly they have the hottest player in the world from a football sense and a look sense at the moment. Isaac Heaney is the hottest ticket in town, going up against Paddy Cripps, who some are saying he's runner-up in the Brownlow right now.
Wow.
Head-to-head on the SCG. The Blues lose. Chera, Cottrell, Pitnet potentially to a finger, and Williams is a test to come in. Now, some people are saying that the Moth, Cottrell, isn't injured. He's just stuck fluttering around a light somewhere. They can't find
They
him.
left it on in
Yeah,
the
they've left it on
change
a
rooms.
light. Yeah, so he's just doing that. And just for the Blues, it's so flattening because just when you think the cavalry is arriving and you're going to get some of the boys back,
Yep.
they all get injured again. Chera's, I think, he's done in third hammy. Like Cottrell going down. It's just...
Are they
we
all
know-
the same one? Same hammy?
I think so, yeah. We know that Jack Martin's built out of paper mache. We love
Yeah.
him. God bless him. But he is just not built for football at the moment. So I think something's going on down there
Yeah.
at the S&C, strength and conditioning at Carlton. They need to figure out what's happening because this can't continue. Heads will roll if this keeps going. If you lose a premiership potential because your players are injured, we got to look at that and say what's going on down here. Last year when the Blues played the SCG, all signs led to the Blues dominating against a Swans team that literally had no one in it. They got beaten. The town almost burnt down here in Carlton. We weren't happy. I don't think we've won there since 2019. So this is a real... Again, they're all big games, but for Carlton, this is like okay, we think you're around the mark, but are you actually going to be a contender, genuinely a contender this year?
Yep.
And if you are, go up to Sydney and beat the Swans.
Yep. To do it away from home.
Yeah.
Statement.
I mean, but I think it's going to be an unreal game, whatever coming up. I do think that I'm going to say the Blues are going to win because I have to and I want to.
Legally.
But I think the Swans here, given on what's happened, are the stronger team. I believe in the Blues, though.
Yeah.
I
Well,
believe in my heart.
fair enough too. They've given you plenty of reasons. Plenty.
Also, plenty of reasons to not believe.
That's true.
So who are you picking then? based on
The
that?
Swans.
Don't know why you do that. I give this great intro into the game. I'd say where
so
my heart
are
is.
you tipping St Kilda over Fremantle? Exactly.
Actually, I think I was going to.
Were you really?
Yeah. It's in Melbourne, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I was
Then
going
I
to.
better tip Carlton then.
No, I don't want your tip anymore. We don't need it, mate. Us against the world is our mentality. Keep your tip. Collingwood v Adelaide as well. Back at home for the Pies. Played away last week at Marvel. Be good to get them back home. Adelaide come to Marvel. Now, Adelaide, we know, a bit like the Suns, cannot travel. Hate travelling. Yeah. The Pies are still missing some dogs. Mitchell, I think, is a test. DeGoey might come back. Howe goes out.
Yeah. They're missing a fan. They're a fan down.
They're a fan. Mike Tyson's not going to be there. They're a fan down. That's going to hurt the boys.
That's
and
going to
morale.
really hurt.
So not all is going the way that the Pies would like at the moment. They're going very well, but there could be some stuff going better than what is at the moment for the Pies. And Adelaide coming off the draw, their season hanging on for dear life here. Cannot afford to lose any games really from here if they're any chance to be finals. Need to at least win the next 3 or 4 in this month. You'd think so. So I think it'll be competitive. I just think the Pies are just on a roll at the moment. And when they're like this, they're very hard to stop.
I reckon that's almost potentially a little bit harsh for Adelaide. I'm looking at the table, they're in 12th. So, I feel like you could lose this game potentially and still you'd be fine.
I feel like I think through 1 to 10 is where it'll be. If you're not there at the moment, it's going to be very hard. What are they on, 14 points?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be super hard. 14 points after 10 rounds makes it super hard. But think you need 12 wins to make finals this year. So you need to win, 9 of your last 14? Or 10 of your last 14? That's tough from there.
Yeah,
the Blues
that's a
last
tough
year were not
stretch.
expected, but that was out of the box. That does not happen.
Yeah, totally.
So I think the Pies will be too strong here.
Yep. I'm backing you.
Giants v Bulldogs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when we speak about rivalries and we had rivalry round, this is a genuine rivalry. These teams hate each other more than what maybe we realise, but they do not like each other. It all started when Bulldogs captain Ryan Griffin requested a trade back to the Giants in 2014. The Giants said, don't like that. Tom Boyd, your number 1 pick, we'll take him. We'll bring him over to the Bulldogs for a 7-year, $7 million deal. Stole him, pickpocketed him. 26 prelim. Dogs looking to make their first grand final in 55 years. Giants, they're first. Dogs beat them. Go on to win the flag. Boyd plays the game of his life. 2017, Toby Green kicks Luke Dowhouse in the face. There's an absolute uproar. There's then the Toby Green rule. These guys hate each other. A genuine hate each other. I think it's a little bit because they're built the same. Both great midfields. Both got some dogs in them. It's a good matchup to watch.
Well, it's just refreshing from a rivalry standpoint that it's not just because, you're the 2 oldest teams or, you're the 2 teams in the one city.
No.
It's a really random rivalry.
It's awesome.
But you're so right.
You
It's
know when
real.
you just look at someone and you go, I hate you.
Yeah.
You know? I don't like you at all. Yeah. We've had our run-ins here and there. I just don't want to be around you.
Not into
That's how
you.
these two feel around each other. Now, no Kelly and Lockie Ash for the Giants. The Giants are just going. They're going like a busted arsehole at the moment. Like they really are just getting themselves up and about for games.
Yeah.
And when they're in games, they're not clicking into that 4th, 5th gear where we see them go, see you later, put the foot down. And the Dogs kind of played themselves into form last week, even though it was against a stinky Richmond. They all got a touch of the football. It all felt good. So I have tried really hard to talk myself into picking the Giants here. But I think this will be a Bulldogs win at a non-sold out NG Stadium.
Oh, yeah. What is it? 4:35 on the Saturday. Look, I got to go Giants.
Really, still with them?
Yeah, still with them.
Wow. Okay.
Just. Can I also say as well, everyone be watching this game really, really closely because if there is a brawl, guess what we might see?
What?
We might see a jumper be pulled.
Oh yes,
left
pray
to
for
right,
a brawl.
Pray for a Bontempelli based
Yes,
brawl
true.
and spot that tap.
Yeah. We'll pray if any of the boys listening, doggies boys, would assume Giants boys.
Yeah.
Start grabbing that Guernsey Bont.
Yep.
We want to see it. Just rip it.
Yeah.
One bit of it. That would be great. Yeah. An absolute snooze fest in Saturday primetime coming up for you guys. Saints v Freo. Last week's Freo game doesn't matter. We said that. A lot happening. Mines weren't there, and they're excused for anything they did last week. Sean Darcy, we think, is going to come back into the team, and I like this Freo team. They're young. They're slowly figuring out. I think they've got the right coaches there to help them become what they can become. They need some success soon, Freo. For the Saints, I have no idea how they're favourites in this game. They are favoured here. Very disappointing all year. Very disappointing, and I don't think I didn't think I'd be wanting to pick them here because of what they've done so far, but I think that they are a team that I'm going to pick to win this game, given everything they've showed us, given that they are absolutely stinky, their ass. I'm on them to win this game.
Be positive. Yep.
They are shit. They are just a bad football team right now.
Right in this moment, they are not performing as they should.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
And I think they'll win this game. I think Ross will wind them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll behind the scenes here. I think Ross is very calm on the surface. Mr. Nice Guy, a bit spacey in his press conferences. This is all joyful, bit funny before the pre-game interviews. But I think behind the scenes, he's got him and he's just got the winch out and he's just winding him right up, saying, boys, fucking life or death this game.
Yeah.
You go out there and you think of your family out there getting fucking beaten. You go out there and you go to the Freo boys and you beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fucking do it.
It won't take much for Ross to get up for a Fremantle game either, realistically.
Well, there is that. He probably didn't do that much that I did he?
What's that?
He probably didn't go that far, did he?
He probably would have just gone, guys, I really want to win this.
He could have gone, guys, you know what, I, Coach Dad, really would love if you win this.
This would
and
mean
they'd
a lot
get themselves
to
up
me,
and about.
and
Yeah.
they'll go, okay, cool.
Yeah. I think that he does that.
Yeah.
I think you'll find something.
I'm too much of a believer in storylines.
We know
I
that.
really, really am. I really, really are. I agree. This is going to be a Saints win. I think that what I've seen so far is that St Kilda can turn it on. And I truly believe within me somewhere that they can turn it on after a bad defeat to go, well, hang on.
What's their injuries like? Are we right?
I think not too bad. We've certainly got Max King back, Jack Hayes, Mason Woods back. Liam Henry, he's back. So like a few.
Is that Marvel? Is it Marvel? Isn't
It's at Marvel,
Would be,
yeah.
Yeah, I like it. 4:35? Oh, it's
Yeah.
prime
No,
time.
7:30.
Fuck, it's a gross spot to be in.
Disagree, but
How many people? You're going to host that one as well. You're
I'll be there. It'll be like 38.
38,000?
Yeah.
No way, man. You know there's not going to be 38,000. Don't even. You've done that to get a rise out of me. Are you serious? 38,000 to this game. If there's 38,000, I'll give you $100. Done.
$100.
Ollie, you cannot be serious to think there's going to be 38,000 there.
There will be at least 38.
No, you're taking the piss.
I'm not.
22.
22. Nah.
I reckon Saints fans would rather stay home and watch this one, given what's happened.
Nah. Because they've seen the quarter time and halftime activations that happened.
Oh, you and Goxie.
And yeah.
Someone said they couldn't figure out which one was Goxie and which one was you.
Yeah, harsh. I mean, we love Goxie. But I did think to myself,
It was very similar.
I mean, I guess you could see if we were related.
I saw relation for sure, but even I, during that TikTok video put up, I was like, which one's which one? Like, I really struggled to try and decipher the two. You have some, Goxie tendencies, and we love him.
I do have tendencies.
You do?
I've definitely got... and just on Goxie, by the way, someone replied to that story of us at the game. They said, I had the weirdest moment today. I live in Geelong, ordered a fridge, and Goxie turned up at the door
And delivered it?
And delivered it.
Goxie.
On his birthday.
What a man.
We love Goxie.
Yeah, we do. That's what he does on his birthday. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but I keep thinking about that portal in New York
Oh, so good.
that goes to Scotland.
No, Dublin.
Dublin. So if you haven't seen this, there's this like virtual, what would we call it again?
Well, it's a portal, but it's essentially a live FaceTime.
Feed.
Yeah, it's like an ongoing FaceTime, I guess.
If you haven't seen it, it's online. It's like a camera and it's like a big circle where you can literally see what's happening in Dublin or in New York.
Yep.
And it's like, it's sort of like Sunrise when you can see the people behind. It's kind of like that setup. Like
Yeah,
people are just waving and like it was very fun at the start. It was like, oh, you're in New York. Oh, you're in Dublin. They're waving to each other. It's been there for a couple of days. Now, to say it's getting dark is probably an understatement. It got like weird when people started getting naked in front of it.
Yeah.
And like, no, people started giving each other the finger.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh,
that was always happening.
that was funny.
Yeah.
That's like awesome. And then people started getting naked and like flashing themselves. And then it got really dark when people started like showing videos of like rest in peace Pop Smoke and like 9/11 and stuff from Dublin to New York. So now I think what they're going to do is probably get rid of that portal because it just hasn't gone the way that I reckon they thought about it.
Well, what they certainly didn't think about is you can't out banter anyone from Ireland.
Yeah,
and
Ireland.
So the Yanks were showing pictures on their phones of potatoes, and someone went,
Too far.
"Okay, I'll see your potato.
Raise you 9/11.
Here's your 9/11."
How
And
just
it's like
so dark. It's just so dark so quickly. So I don't know what's happened today. We've been sending you updates on it, haven't we?
Portal updates. So I still think we need to set up to you right there.
I'd
I
love a
reckon we have a
portal.
portal,
Yeah.
and each week we pick a club,
Yeah.
and we
Cardboard cutout.
just get like
Yeah.
a portal into their club and just see what's going
We put
on.
like a camera in the eye into our portal and then be like, oh, why is a cardboard cutout in the showers in Carlton? It's like, nah, leave it, boys. It's
Yeah.
got a microphone on
Don't-
it. Boys, don't touch it.
No, just a cardboard cutout. Hey, just leave it.
Manicultural, leave it, mate. Leave it. Please, please move my head down. I can't see shit. They go back out of the club. Guys, don't want to say it's weird, but like the cardboard cutouts down the toilet bowl. What's happening here?
Looking up.
Boys, shit on me.
What?
Hey, Pitnet, do a big shit in my face. It's like, this is so weird.
That is weird, Dan. Yeah,
Fuck,
it is
man.
weird.
Life's good, eh? Except
Portal
when I
watch.
lost all that money. The next primetime game, Brisbane v Richmond. Fucking gross as at the Gabba. Horrible game. I don't think many people will be watching Saturday night football. I mean, I have to because it's work.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a real effort to watch these games.
Battle of the big cats.
Very true. Yeah. I think this could honestly be 100 points here.
Do you
Bottom
really?
lines. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Richmond, they're just going. I mean, they're going to get a few soldiers back in the next 6 weeks. I think we've got Graham, Hopper, Lynch, Ross, Taranto all to come back in. But this is ugly for Richmond here.
Yeah.
This is, it smells of we're jumping off the ship here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we know from the sources that Dusty is going to Goldie.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably sneak in another catch up with Dimmer up there.
Yeah, true.
I think that's definitely happening now.
Unless would they be still in Darwin potentially? No, they'd
They'll be
probably
back now.
They'd be back by then. Yeah.
I've been big on since I think our first episode. My first Dan's Desk was that he's going to be there.
Dan's desk. Yeah.
Yeah. I said he's just 300 games and then he's going to the Gold Coast and going to ride from the sunset. So I think here this is just a win for Brisbane. Fill your boots up, get yourself in form, and start your season again from round 10. Because Richmond have no one and nothing to play for, and they're a stinky team.
Poor buggers.
Brisbane by whatever the line is, by the line.
Yeah. Oh, how disappointing for Richmond if they go back to back with those kind of losses, because that last week was
Bad.
something else
Bad,
against
bad.
the Dogs.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
you can't lose to Richmond at the Gabba.
No,
No.
it won't happen.
No. If you lose to Richmond at the Gabba, I'm putting a line through you. You're
Yeah.
not playing finals this year.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel for poor Richmond. I feel for Richmond fans. They're very passionate. They've seen success. They're a big club. To go through what they're going through at the moment is just awesome. You know?
You said you'd be positive today. And
I
it
am
is.
positive. That
It's
is positive.
It's
Yeah.
bloody awesome.
Poor Richmond, yeah. Poor all those flags. They must be crying in their premiership cups, filling up all the tears.
Exactly.
Now, the Fitzroy Lions, disguised as the North Melbourne Football Club versus Essendon. This will be an absolute slaughterfest. I have not seen this price in a long time for a team, for an underdog. Essendon, $1.05. Mm-hmm. North Melbourne, $10.50. The line is 47.5. Not even given a chance by Sportsbet. Crazy.
We've cracked the 10.
Ben, Barry Mackay, Platters, all against their old team for the first time. Real revenge game. You're missing out on this. And they could really use Platters and Ben Mackay right now.
Yeah.
North. Yeah. But, North have said, we know that they're doing this. We're going to put a culture ahead of any wins. We're building a culture here, and it's going to take time. Now, they are up against the ropes, and seeing a fresh top 4 Essendon is probably the last thing that you want to see right now coming at you. We said no McKercher, and Essendon, this is a game where their percentage gets a huge boost. And we've all been concerned about the percentage. We've been saying, look, top 3 team, bottom 3 percentage, this is where they say, nah, foot on the throat, we right the wrongs here.
They do need a lot more
Yeah.
in their percentage. They're sitting at 98.3.
Need better than
Melbourne
that.
behind them are on 121.
Yeah, no,
for
that's a
example.
big difference.
And then above them, 124, then Sydney 151.
Yeah. I mean, it need to be a 10-goal win for that percentage to get up to where they want to be.
Yeah,
I
totally.
think they'll do it easily.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think this isn't, I don't know what he's paying for this, but I probably would put a little something on it. Langford to kick 8 or 10. That window is a real chance. With that ball coming out from that midfield
Yeah.
and North defence hanging on for dear life right now in general, I think is a real chance. I think contract Stringer is going to put some more money on that contract.
Yep.
Hasn't been given one yet.
No.
We haven't an update for contract.
It's gone quiet.
I don't think it's been setting the world on fire, but doesn't need to.
No.
I feel in the past, teams with Essendon, especially with contract Stringer, he's had to have big games for them to win. He's like, you know what, I'm just chilling. I'm a cog in the system. I'll do what I have to be. So I think that the Bombers this will be a bloodbath. And if the Bombers are really serious, they'll make it a bloodbath. Don't just go out there and treat it as a bye, even though we know it is an open training session. Go out there and just, I want to see blood, you know?
Poor North.
Nah, fuck them. In the nice way.
Jeez.
No. You know what? It gets old betting up on North. I do feel for them because it'd be so shit as a football club going there as a player.
I could think of nothing
It'd be
worse than
horrible. They would
walking in there
literally
right now.
hate being there right now, and I
Yeah.
feel for them. So no McKercher means Sheasel probably goes back to half back. You'd think.
Yep, you would.
So yeah, it's going to be really, really ugly. Port v Hawthorn. These Sunday games, they're not great Sunday games, but someone's got to watch them. Flaghawk looking to go back to back wins in Adelaide here. Now, we know that when they went to Adelaide, I think last time it was in Gather Round, and they almost stole one from the Pies there. So they don't mind playing in Adelaide. Port will get back Rosie and Jace Bergwijn, which would be big ins for them. I think the Hawks have been very, very good. We know that I love getting around you guys. You guys embrace me. I embrace you. But I think this is going to be a loss here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then let's say, for argument's sake, if we take your thoughts on the Brisbane-Richmond game, if Brisbane would lose to Richmond, that's it. If Port lose to Hawthorn, what does that tell you? Is that...
Nah, what a Port and ladder. Do you have it there?
Yeah.
Port would be top 8 still? There would be.
Port Adelaide 6.
Yeah, nah, they're fine. They're not gonna, I don't think they'll lose to Hawthorn.
Okay, but
I
if they
can't
do?
see them. If they do, I've got serious question marks.
Yeah.
Serious question marks about them. But I've had question marks about them the whole time.
Well, that's true.
You know, we said that they come out for the first. This is probably actually, now that you mentioned it, where they drop off.
This is the moment.
This is the moment. We know that for the first 9 rounds, notoriously over the last 3 seasons, they come out and just beat the shit out of everyone.
Yep.
And then this is where they fall away and they just crawl their way to finals and then exit in straight sets.
Yeah.
So you're right by saying that. I don't think it'll happen this game. I don't think Hawthorn's a team to get them like this.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. So I think Port will do this quite easily. 6:20 for the last game of the round 10 in the graveyard. 6:20 p.m. I'm going to say that again for everyone. Now, I know guys in Perth, you're going to say, well, actually, it's a good time for us here because we can actually go to the football. It's actually twilight football. We know that. It's 6:20 here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're keeping us up, really. West Coast v Melbourne. Eagles $5.50, D's $1.17. The line is only 29.5. Melbourne without Van Rooyen, Disco, and still yet to see DJ Shitboy. Still yet to see him. Might get back Salem. Now, I do pray that the D's show up before halftime because then that would make it easy for the fans for sure. Watching out football. I don't know what they're going to do with track. I think maybe he has to, given those outs, play more forward.
Yep.
But the Eagles just are not easy beats at home anymore. What we thought at the start of the year they were going to be, they actually put up a decent fight here. And I think it's a danger game for the D's. Yeah. I think it's one where they could... Maybe.
What are the testicles saying right now?
A tingle, but not a vibe.
Okay. A tingle, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like my senses are detecting something. I'm not sure if it's because I'm hungry or if it's a West Coast win.
Yep. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just a bit blurry at the moment. Nah, tingle. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised here if the Eagles do pull it off.
Wow.
You think it's going to be straightforward, do you?
No, I don't think it'll be straightforward, but it would be one hell of a win. Like, it would be.
It's just when I say for Carlton that a Carlton lead of 80 still makes me nervous. The forward line for the D's makes me nervous.
Yeah.
The lack of goal scoring and ability to put a score on the scoreboard makes me nervous.
Yep.
Because they don't blow you out the water.
No.
If anything, they keep you in games by defending so well and then not being able to go forward.
Yeah.
So I think it's a danger game, and I'm going to pick the D's, but I'm not surprised if Fly Eagle Fly do something amazing here.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Dan. I trust your testicles more than anything in the world.
They're good testes.
They're great testes.
They're full.
You know.
They're full. Used to get blue balls all the time at blue light discos. Dad would pick me up. How was it, Dad? Got a rager.
Yeah.
You don't know this, Dad, but I'm sitting next to you with an absolute hard on right now.
Yeah.
And when I get home, going to spray the walls. I'm not going to tell that story. I just had a most fucked up story.
Oh, tell
Actually,
me.
fuck it. Let's not fly. So
Tell
when
me.
I hope they don't listen to this. Fuck. It's just weird more than anything.
Okay.
It's back to the condom thing we spoke about last episode.
Okay.
No, now I feel weird the more I open the can up.
We could just beep that entire minute.
Okay, if you don't hear the story, it's because I've decided to tell Ollie to beep out the entire minute.
Yeah.
So when I was like trying to, obviously getting into the sex. Oh my God, man.
The sex.
When I was trying to get into it, like...
What do you mean get into it?
Well,
Like-
okay, I was trying to work out how it works. Like, how do I put this thing on so that when the moment arises, I don't want to be like nervous, fumbling, not sure how it goes on. So I was practicing how to put them on.
Yep.
And then like, I think I bought a whole packet and like I was practicing to put all of them on. Not at the same time. I put 12 on at the same time. Just cut off all the blood to it. No, I was like, I want to make sure I get like my practice runs out.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
are like
yeah,
these
sure.
are like my set shots.
Yeah,
put them
yeah,
on,
yeah.
take them off, put them
Yep.
on, take them off. So I was putting them on, taking them off, putting them on, taking them off.
One with left hand, one with right
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. Put them on, take them
you know.
off. And then after, instead of like putting them in the bin where Mum would take the bin out, I just like throw them behind the bed and like let him go under the bed. I was doing this at the time when I was getting drafted. So when I got drafted, it was like, hey, you're drafted, go back home, pack a bag, then you're out of there. Obviously, Mum went to the clean my room after I was drafted and she moved the beds around. I was like, we're going to give you the room a deep clean. She found like 24 condoms under my bed. At the same time, I was cutting my hair because I got a horror cut from the barber and I was too scared to go back to barber. So Mum's found random bits of hair and condoms and was like, I think my kid is a fucking psycho.
What possible conclusion could your mum lead to?
I
then?
have
Like,
no
you-
idea, but I felt so bad. She's like, yeah. She called me one time. Was like, it was pretty weird when I cleaned your room and there was like clumps of hair and condoms everywhere. I was like, okay, well, without context, that sounds kind of fucked up. But if I tell the story, this is what was happening.
Even sounds, well, it still doesn't sound, but just take yourself to a different barber.
Nah, it scarred me. It scarred me for a long time. I only started getting my hair cut from Bill Gowers, a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I was doing my own because I got that scared. I think you missed the point that I had condoms in my room and just left them there. Is that play on to you? You have a story, don't you?
Oh, everyone's got a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's play on, only because I'm just as lazy.
Yeah. You know, it's like too much effort.
But yeah, my mum did a deep clean of my room when I moved to Melbourne,
Yeah.
and that was
Character building.
sort of it was very character building, to say the least.
We are back with our feed multi of the week. We're feeling good about this one this week. Now we have the team multi. Gold Coast to beat Geelong up north in Darwin, Collingwood to beat Adelaide, Brisbane to beat Richmond, Essendon to do the number on North, and Port against Hawthorn. Follow that on feed. Search Dan Gorringe, click it, copy it, then you're on. So fucked that this is a footy podcast and people listen to this. We've gone from a full preview to talking about the condoms and used toilets. Yeah, this is just... Guys, thank you so much for listening. It's amazing that you guys do listen. Like,
You're
literally,
actually just thanking now. Yeah, because
literally just want to thank you again. I think I try and thank you every episode, but especially now at the moment, like that is just... This show doesn't make any sense. We try and give you football news in a kind of different way, cool way, and then we get sidetracked and we talk about stuff like that. So, again, thank you so much for listening. A bit of housekeeping. Merch should be out.
Go on. Yeah, go on then. Look me in the eyes and tell me when it's going to be out
The merch,
this time.
the merch should be out today, tomorrow.
Okay.
Thursday, that is. For you.
Okay, yeah.
Today, tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get it live. Again, limited stock. Also, what else am I saying? That's all I've got, I think. Any other
I'm good.
No. Listen, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. If you're playing local footy, I'm so sorry about that. Just get out there and go through the motions. We hope your team wins. We'll be back on Monday for the full deep dive review of the round of football. Love you. See you then.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.